Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Alex, and this is the Steelhead Nation podcast, and today we have got one hell of a surprise for you. We've got Mr. Canaan Smith. Now, this guy is a country artist that I know you've heard him on the radio if you listen to country radio, seen him on CMT, seen him online. He's got a new tour coming up, the Poor Decisions Tour. A couple recent songs you may have heard, Beer Drinking Weather, Country Boy Things. This guy is a super nice guy, just became a new dad, loves the outdoors, is a Steelhead supporter, and was nice enough to take a couple minutes out of his day to sit down and talk to us about the outdoors and how it influences him and his writing process, and just kind of how it influences and comes across in country music in general. Very cool conversation. We really hope you enjoy it. Go out and download all of his songs. He's a badass dude, Mr. Canaan Smith. Today, we're super excited because we're joined by somebody that we've been talking to for quite some time online. First time we get to talk to him in person, Canaan Smith. He's a country music artist that we've grown to know and really appreciate his music, and we're stoked to have him here today. Welcome, Kane Smith.
What's up, Alex? Thanks, man. It's good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So for those few folks out there who might not be familiar with you and your music, can you give them kind of a quick little origin story of who you are and what you're all about?
Yeah, man. I'm from Virginia, between the ocean and the mountains. So I would go in the summer times, I'd be on the water, and in the winter times, I'd be up on the mountains. And so that's kind of what I write about these days. It's sort of a tribute to where I'm from, and those Virginia roots are coming out more than ever. And been in Nashville about 15 years, making my way, and just excited to have an opportunity to make music for a living. It's what I love.
That's awesome, man. So, everything we do is revolves around the outdoors and being outside and fishing and hunting, camping, hiking, anything that you can think of. Really rooted in fishing specifically. So when it comes to the outdoors and what you enjoy, kind of what's your favorite outdoor activity?
Hiking, for sure.
Yeah.
Hiking in the mountains, doing trails, national parks, all of that stuff. The place I find the most peace, honestly, when I'm off the road, is in the mountains and on a trail. It's where I find my most happy place. And any chance I get to get out there, I take it. It's just something about the stillness, I think, and just an appreciation for nature. I like I said, I grew up in a really beautiful part of Virginia, so I've always been drawn to the beauty of nature. And so when I get back out after being on the road in a bus up and down the highway, it kind of recalibrates me and puts me back where I need to be mentally and rejuvenates me. And so I choose to get out there as much as I can.
Awesome. Yeah, I can definitely relate. Before we started this business, I spent a better part of a decade in a beat up old van traveling around playing music myself.
Oh, you did? That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. But yeah, we would keep fishing poles in the van, and any place we could stop. Drummer and I were both fishermen, and it was one of those things that you get in that craziness of just in and out of Walmart parking lots and different clubs every night.
Yeah.
You just need to disconnect,
Yes,
completely.
Sir. Yep. You can you get in a twilight zone out there, and it's awesome because it's what we love to do, and wouldn't trade it for the world. But everybody needs to kind of reset, and that's the way I do it.
Awesome. So as a new dad, which by the way, congratulations.
Thanks, man. It's crazy. It's such a miracle to have a child. It's the craziest thing, man. It's opened my mind and my heart in ways I never knew could happen. It's just bizarre.
It really is one of the most amazing things on earth.
And I'm tired of shit too. I mean, golly, it's crazy.
So it's a little girl, right?
Yes, her name's Virginia Rose. Named her after Virginia, the home state. She's such a good baby, man. We're just in that phase right now. She'll be 12 weeks old this Thursday, and so she's sleeping through the night, and
Wow.
yeah, we're finally getting some rest. So I'm not as tired as I was, but it's
Yeah.
still, it's a nonstop job, and luckily my mom lives down the road about 20 minutes, and
Oh,
she's going to be our nanny because Christy has to go back to work this week,
yeah.
and so it's going to be nice to have my mom to take care of our baby for us while we're out and about doing our thing, because God knows that could be nerve wracking, daycare and trying to figure out a place where you feel like you can leave her and she's safe and taken care of. But
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
huge blessing to have my mom here.
That's a great thing. I got two little girls myself, 1.5 and 4.5, and they are. I wouldn't want to leave them with just anybody. It
Yeah,
gets
no way.
difficult.
That's man.
But I will say, it does change the way that you. I mean, it changes literally everything in your life, but it definitely changes the way that you enjoy anything that you enjoy outdoors. And so, like, I was fishing all the time, constantly out on the river, and it just goes away because you want to take them with you. You don't want
Yeah.
to just leave them at home. You
Right.
have free time. So
Mm-hmm.
so you as a hiker, says that being something that you enjoy, I cannot speak enough about the I don't know what model it is, but we bought one of those Osprey packs.
Yeah, we got one, man. They hooked me up with one, and it's the
It's the
best thing
shit.
ever. It is so incredible.
Yeah,
They
those
they
things are
they
awesome.
did they did a hell of a job with that pack, because she fits right in there, and she can go on a legit hike with me. It's not,
Yeah.
as long as she's fed and and ready to roll, we can go on a 3-hour hike on any terrain, basically, because
Yep.
that thing's, she's totally secure, and I love knowing that.
Yeah, it's got the little awning that comes out
Yeah,
over the
man.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
No,
They didn't have that when we were kids.
no. I don't think I had a freaking car seat for the first 3 years of my life. I
Exactly. I don't even think seatbelts existed.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get zero anything from that company. I just tell everybody I know that's a new dad to go out and buy one because they're amazing. Change your
Yeah, you're
life.
not wrong, man, in saying that. It is
Yeah.
definitely a game changer.
Yep. So hey, I got a question for you. So here, this is something that I've been itching to ask you, um, as an artist and a songwriter. So the outdoors has always been a huge part of country music,
Yeah.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you go back and you listen to old songs that probably you're I think 2 years younger than me. There's You listen to songs that we grew up on, and those themes run strong through everything between nitty gritty dirt band fishing in the
Oh
dark
yeah.
to
Oh yeah.
Hank Jr. Country Boy Can't Survive. So you go through all that stuff. How do you incorporate those themes when you're writing music? As you say, that those things influence who you are and what you do musically.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate those themes when you're writing music and not have it come across cheesy, like just
Yeah.
sit down and write like I was fishing, I mean,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
songwriting in itself is something that you can't explain. It's man, it's sometimes lightning strikes, and other times it doesn't. We just show up and write, and sometimes get lucky. But you do it enough, and you kind of learn. You learn the process enough that you kind of know what how to say what and when to say it,
yeah,
and for me it's just, for me these days right now, man, I'm trying to just draw from, honestly, to just draw from my experience more and more. And so if I'm going out and having a weekend trip, a cabin in the woods, for example, or something like that, then it's easy for me to be inspired in that kind of setting. And I like to just keep an iPhone on me and write down notes, ideas, hooks, even melodies, record them on my phone as life happens, because I feel like those are the most genuine songs, the ones that come out of genuine experiences. So I'm trying to
sure.
just be a sponge to the world around me right now, and that world currently is baby and the woods, and
Yeah.
my version of the woods. And
Yeah.
so I think just telling my story, as candid as possible is probably the best approach for any songwriter. Try to just be candid and honest, and not that I get that right every time, but that is something I've learned is probably the most important part of the whole process.
It's kind of like a muscle, right?
Yeah, it really is, man. You do it so many
Yeah.
times. We all write hundreds of songs a year, and um, it's just something you sometimes you get magic, and other times you get songs that are probably still pretty decent songs, but we're looking for special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for we call them A+ songs in Nashville.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now that I got a new team around me, I signed a new record deal with Round Here Records. It's a new upstart record label founded by Florida Georgia Line. Those guys
Yeah.
and I, we've been friends for a long time, since college,
Mm-hmm.
actually. And they've always believed in me. And I was at a point in my career a couple of years ago where it just seemed like it was time to make a good switch, switch the team up and
Yeah.
get some new blood in there, some fresh perspective and whatnot. And those guys and I have been working on my new music. We're about to put another round out starting April 21st. We got the next single coming out that I'm super excited about. I feel like this is the most honest version of me yet. And so
That's cool.
that's why I say I'm just trying to be, trying to tell it like it is more and more, and be inspired. If I can be inspired myself, then it's not as hard to be inspired to write. You kind of have to um, spark plug that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you need a little catalyst. You got to have a
Mm-hmm.
catalyst for creativity. And so I try to that's why I travel so much. That's why I like to be outside and be inspired.
Yeah, that's awesome. It is. It's one of those things that if you don't work at it, that muscle gets tired. I played a show with somebody who I respect. That's a songwriter, Corey Brandon, and he told me that he's got an app on his phone that's just like daily poetry thing that pops up that just kind of gives him a reminder to sit down and exercise that muscle for at least 30 minutes a day.
Smart. Yep.
Yeah,
Smart.
that's cool. So with the new record label and working with the new team, country music's made so many changes over the last decade, really, even just and it kind of feels like and when I was playing, and you might feel the same way, you have your roots in what you do, but it's kind of tough to get pigeonholed as any kind of certain type of artist, unless that's what you're into. But country music specifically, it kind of feels like, in a way, that urban pop influence, which is cool. It exposed a lot of people that wouldn't normally get exposed to country music, but that iteration of the music business in and of itself is bringing people kind of back to their roots of more traditional country music. Is that something that you would agree with?
Totally, man. And I for one, I'm super excited about it. When I moved to Nashville, bro, 10 or 15 years ago, I was in a cowboy hat. I looked like George Strait. I was singing Amarillo by Morning. That was my style. And and we all go through phases, and I think that that's the beauty of being an artist, because, like I said, you're inspired by different things at different times in your life, and that undoubtedly affects your creativity. And so I don't want to stay in the same place my whole career, and I like that I've evolved and grown. But I do think this town and playing the game, the radio game in particular, trying to make it, as an artist, can really wear at the core of who you are naturally. And it's important to just find a balance in all of that. And it's hard to do because everybody wants success. We all want to be successful. I know put music out that 5 people here, and it
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah.
puts food on the table. I want to be proud of what I put out, but also be able to take care of my family.
Of course.
And so I've been learning how to navigate that, and it's a thin line you got to walk sometimes. But I do think that right now people are um, really embracing sort of the heritage of country music, um, and allowing that to sort of make a comeback in the sound and the dialogue,
Yeah.
even the storytelling, being more intentional with the lyrics. We've got a lot to say, as human beings. We got a lot of experience, all of us, and I think that country music's beautiful because you get to tap into that experience and turn it into words and songs.
Yeah.
Um, and so right now at this stage of the creative environment, I agree with you. I think that people are open to the idea of bringing some tradition back around, and I'm a fan of that. I think you'll hear it in my new music a lot.
That's one thing I noticed about your music is that while it's still very current, you can tell right off the bat where you come from,
Cool.
and
Thanks, man.
I think that is, for me personally. I grew up on, Merle and Hank and Willie and all that stuff. That was Johnny Cash. That's the stuff my mom played on records when I was growing up as a kid.
Awesome.
And and then I turned 15 and somebody was like, "Have you ever heard of Social Distortion?" And that,
Yeah.
that
And
changed.
then all of a sudden you're on Warped Tour.
That changed my life for a good decade. And then, you come, like you say, you come back around and
Yeah.
you start to kind of mold all of your influences or
Yes.
melt them together in a way. And
Yep.
I think that's really cool. And that's what I personally enjoy about your music is the ability to do that. I think that
Thanks, man.
I think that there's definitely something to that period of kind of the pop rock influence in country
Yeah.
music that has brought people to the table that normally wouldn't
Sure.
be there. Like the kid in Iowa that buys a Blink 182 record, he'll never hear about punk rock if it wasn't for that record.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
And some of these people that bought a Florida Georgia Line record might never hear about Hank Williams if they hadn't bought that record. And
Right.
you can throw people under the bus, or you can look at it that way.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah. So that's cool. So what's next for you? You say you got new music coming out, but you've also got some pretty great singles out there right now.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we put 4 out last year, and we're about to put the first of 4 more, starting February 21st. And then a tour starts. I'm sorry, February 19th is when the single comes out. My tour starts February 21st.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Poor Decisions Tour. And I'm excited about that one, man, just to go back out there and headline some shows. And I have a good time in the club. Usually it's a rowdy time, when we get out there and play the clubs. And so I'm looking forward to that, especially after being, all this cabin fever, being here with the baby
Sure.
for so many weeks in a row. It's going to be fun to get out there and get wild a little bit. And so I'm looking forward to that, and just the new music, man. Just super excited.
Awesome. So you plan on coming out west, or are you going to be pretty much over there?
I'm going to stick for this tour, for the Poor Decisions Tour. I'm keeping it more local to this area,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll be out west. Actually, we'll be in Oregon in July. Haven't announced it yet, but we're going to do a fair out there. And
Cool.
yeah, so we'll make our way out that way for sure. Y'all just stay tuned to my socials. If you're looking for my dates or whatever, you can find them on my website, or just follow me on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, yeah, when you get out here, you got to hit us up if you got any time, because
Dude, I'd love to.
We'll take you down the river.
Absolutely. That sounds great, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, any chance I get to get outside, I'm there, man. That's my favorite place to be.
So when do you have a set band, or do you have
Yes.
Okay, good. So
yeah, I've had the same guys for many years. I handpicked these guys after a lot of, that's another thing in Nashville when you're trying to put your band together. It's sort of like dating, speed dating, and you try out different iterations of the band and until it feels right. And these guys have been just amazing players and friends, and we've been through so much together. It's something I'm proud of, that we can still be together all this time later and get out there and do what we love.
That's awesome. So aside from music, do you have any other ventures that you're getting into,
Yeah, I do actually. I can't talk about it right now. It's not ready to release, but yes, I got some very, very exciting stuff I'm working on outside of music that is some collaborations with some different products. And yeah, man, really excited.
Well, that's cool. I saw you did some stuff with Coleman.
Yes, Coleman. We're ramping up. This is going to be a big 2020 for me and Coleman. That's they've named me their brand ambassador for 2020, and so I'm stoked about that relationship. I think their lifestyle, the brand of that, the lifestyle of that brand really reflects the lifestyle of my brand, in my music and otherwise. And so we're doing some cool things together, and there'll be more about that as time goes on. We'll be able to make some more announcements regarding that, but very exciting stuff, man.
That's great. It's such a cool time to be able to do. It's such a cool time to do what you're doing, because you have all of these tools available to you. It's such, you can be as creative as you want as to how you build your audience and connect with people, and even down to just
exactly.
Even down
I want people to relate to, like outside of songs. I feel like, I love connecting to people regardless of the music. I got a lot of friends, and I value those friendships, and I like being, kind of social and open-minded and vulnerable and shared experiences. That's what helps me grow as a human. And so if I can kind of share who I am through collaborations with companies like Coleman, and if that encourages people to get out of the house, get in the woods, find some fresh air, get some exercise, if that's what I'm doing in the process, then I'm winning, because we're finding ways to connect and be on the same page even outside of music. And so it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just this really cool time for anybody in your position to be doing what you're doing. It's you got the reins, so to speak.
It's a cool feeling, man. It really is. It's wide open.
Yeah, very cool. Well, hey, I'll let you go. I know you got a lot of things going on. You probably got a baby to tend to. This has been such a cool conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, man.
Of course, Alex. Thanks for asking me, man. Anytime. And when I get out west, I'll hit you up. And when you come over here, y'all let me know. We'll show you around Nashville.
We will do it, man. We'll take you down the river. I appreciate it. Take care.
Sounds good, brother.
Smith.
Take it easy. See you guys.
Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. We really appreciate all of your support, whether it be listening to the podcast, picking up a hat or a t-shirt, visiting one of our dealers, coming to one of the shows we're at. Doesn't matter. Thank you so much for supporting what we do. Make sure you go out and you follow Canaan Smith. That's CANAANSMITH at Canaan Smith on Instagram. Find him on iTunes, Spotify. Listen to his music. Help him out. Great dude, making great music, and we are very excited to speak with him. If you haven't already followed us on Instagram, what the hell are you doing? It's at STLHD_gear. Find us on Instagram. Give us a follow. Make sure that you're staying up to date on all the new products that we're putting out and everything that we're doing. We got this Portland Sportsman Show coming up February 5th through the 9th. We're going to be there debuting something that none of you have seen, and it's awesome. You're going to love it. It's a first for us, and you guys are going to be stoked. So make sure you come out to the Portland Sportsman Show. Go online and get your free sticker right now. We got those back on the website. We got the brand new Sherpa-lined hoodie that's 14 ounces of super duper badass wintertime hoodie. We got the Yukon Tech hoodie, bunch of new hats we're dropping. And if you need to check your river levels, make sure you get on, and you got an iPhone, make sure you get on to the iTunes App Store and pick up the free steelhead river level app. It's called River Conditions by Steelhead. Thanks again so much for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed this, please share it with somebody, at least just one person. It really does make the difference. We love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. We'll talk to you soon.